I think when a lot of people hear you describe this, they may still be envisioning, kind of adding AI tools to traditional drug discovery. How is what you're doing different from that?
Yeah, absolutely. So really what we are focused on is trying to understand this clinical problem. So, the last conversation I had with Colin, he referenced a really great number. So, 90% of drugs fail in the clinic. Why do those drugs fail in the clinic? Again, our thesis is that these drugs fail in the clinic not because we haven't designed these molecules properly or we haven't come up with really interesting targets and done, a lot of preclinical science in the right way. We are excellent at pharmacology, these days. We are excellent at running preclinical experiments. The hard problem is we don't understand how to connect basically preclinical work to understand which drugs are going to work in which patients when we get to the point of running a trial. So what we are trying to do is train these models directly on patient data, you know, from actual patients in the clinic, and also patients in clinical trials, so that we can essentially solve the problem directly on the right types of data. So, we have a interesting partnership going on with a company called Agenus, where we're actually looking at their clinical trial samples and working with them to help identify, biomarkers that could improve enrollment in their phase 3 trial. So really the goal of that work is to directly impact how they design the next clinical trial and increase the probability of success for that molecule. And for ourselves, internally, we are looking at a number of different molecules where we can, access that actual data, and use our models directly on that problem. So how do we increase the probability of success in the clinic for patients for these therapeutics?